I guess I'm on. My husband just screamed, Judy, you're on. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was live. So welcome. Welcome to my Tuddle Up Stamping craft room. Glad you're here. I was just putting some final touches on some things before I got started, but let's get started. Why not? I didn't know that I had hit go live, so there you go. How is everybody? Hi, Mary. Glad you're here. Thanks for joining me. Hi, everybody out there. Okay, so right off the bat, I want you to know this is the last day of our mini catalog kickoff. I hope you've enjoyed the week. As you know, we've had a thing all week that if you comment or like and love, we will be giving away some prizes. I want to give people who are watching today's video a chance for those prizes as well. So I will be announcing the winners of the mini catalog kickoff prize patrol on Sunday when I do my sizzler. Okay, so I want you to know that is coming. I thought I would do it today, but then I thought that's not really fair to those who comment today. So we need to make sure we get them added in there. So I hope you have loved all our projects this week. Let me know which one you think is your favorite. Today we have an awesome calendar easel card to put together. These are so easy to put together, y'all, and people really love getting them. I have friends that every year are like, are you going to give me another one of those calendar easels for my desk? So they are super cute, and I love the design of this one because it has a little pocket that not only holds a pen, but also a Post-it notepad as well as calendar. Hi, Paula from Iowa. Where are you at in Iowa? Maybe we've had this conversation before. My son and daughter-in-law live in Iowa City. So we definitely have some Iowa ties there for sure. Okay, so let's go to my hands. I want to show you a few things in the mini catalog that I don't have and a few that I do. So let me go to here. Straighten this out just a tad right there. Okay, so this little bundle right here is called Joyful Squares. You can see on the front, they used it on the front on this card of the catalog as well. So super fun little square and circles, some great dies that coordinate with that. Fun little bundle. I just haven't bought it yet. And then it pairs perfectly with the perfectly paired designer series paper that's over here on this side. All the squares that are available, 3 different for each of 3 different designs. So lots of colors in those papers there as well. Okay, here, this has been a very popular right off the bat kind of bundle. Mary, I know that you really loved this bundle. Greenery Lane. It has the stamp set and the dies that match with all those little leaves and greenery. But it also has this awesome washi tape that the dies cut out the little greenery in the washi tape too. So it gives fun, Paula. You're in my son's neighborhood. So you can cut out the leaves from the washi tape. You can use the washi tape as a background like they did on this card right here. So super fun little bundle with the washi tape there. Then they have several pages of scrapbook workshops that you can grab and easy peasy scrapbook pages, right? The stickers, the DSP stamp sets, and the 2-tone cardstock, which you know that we all love. Here's the Beach Time Boardwalk one. And then we have all in a row embossing folders and some standalone sparkle dots. So don't miss those that are on page 64. Mixed Up Patterns is just another little DSP. Patterns of DSP that are just very versatile. This has been very popular. It's called Address to You, and it makes cool envelopes. How fun are those with the little corners? The lines so that you can write the address inside. You got some flowers and some balloons. some snowflakes, some trees, really cute little popular set. This was the $1 Million Achiever, Sonia Schulte, designed that. The two-sided seashells. The Aspen Grove is super pretty stamp set with lots of parts. And then I don't want you to miss this one. And Mary, I think this is one that you'll really love. I hope you didn't miss it. It's called Prayers and Promises. Great for sympathy cards, keeping you in my thoughts, holding you in my heart, remembering you in your prayers. Scripture-based, great sentiments, and people are always looking for those. It's called Prayers and Promises. It was inspired by the $1 Million Sales Achiever, Carol Norquist. And there's also another embossing folder right here that I don't want you to miss that's called the Stone and Vine. It looks kind of like grapevines on a stone path. So another little embossing folder there. Okay, so for today's project, I'm actually using a couple things that are in the online exclusives. This is one I don't want you to miss because it's just so much fun. This is called, I know, great sentiments, Dana, Splash of Sparkles. This is an online exclusive, which means it is available to purchase, but it is not in the mini catalog. I love the splashes of gold in this and the bright colors. So one side has a splash of gold and the other side is more muted and watercolored. How fun is this one? Won't that make some pretty fun rainbow inspired cards there with the gold in it? The back side of this almost looks like Mickey Mouse ears, don't you think? Wouldn't that be great for a Disney page after a Disney trip? I love that. You can't say that it's Mickey Mouse because then you get sued by Disney that it's copyright, but it does look mouse inspired to me. Let's say that. Hi Sharon, glad you're here. Look at this fun one. With that, this has like a silver metallic kind of wing through it. Almost looks like water, coral reef maybe. Super fun. The back side of this is just a soft, pretty and pink. Look at this fun one with all the blotches and the dots, almost holographic. Super fun. And then the back side of this, look at this one, is like a blue stripe. Perfect for, you did order this one. See, Mary, you have a good eye. Are you talking about the stamp set or this paper? Probably, I'm guessing the stamp set. Because that, I knew that that would be one that you would love. Super fun. Can you see the kind of holographic sparkle in that? And then look at this one with the swirls of the pink and the holographic metallic in there. So fun. The back side are just more of these blotchy designs. Okay, so we're actually using this paper today on our calendar easel card. We're also using another online exclusive that's called Banner Sayings. And what's cool about this is you can see these sentiments are a little bit smaller. But look, there's a punch that coordinates with it that cuts out all those sentiments. So we can just slip it in, punch it out, easy peasy. This one says, cue the confetti, celebrate, sending love. You did it. I'm here for you. Thanks a million. What we're using today is wishing you good things. That's the perfect wish for a new year, right? And then we're bringing back in the lovely and beautiful stamp sets and dies. This beautifully celebrated, we're using this little leaf right here on our calendar. On the coordinating die set, we're using one of these labels here and this little sprig right here. And then for the Simply Beautiful dies, we are using some of these fancy filigree kind of both. I love that, Mary. Both. I ordered both of them. That's great. Kind of flowers, fluffier flowers, right? Okay, so let me pull out our project. So this is what we're making today. It is a stand-up easel that has a little calendar on the front, right? wishing you good things. It has those flowers and those leaves from that lovely and beautiful bundle. And look at the paper in the background. It is that splashes of sparkle paper that I just showed you. And the fun thing about this is that it has a pocket on the front that holds a pen and a little post-it notepad. So perfect for sitting on a desk, right like that, right like this, and right in their hands, right? So let's make this together. And I'm going to pull out all my pieces here. I've done all the die cutting ahead of time. Okay, so let me pull out my die cut pieces here. And my gems. We are using Balmy Blue, Timid Tiger, Peach Pie, Basic White. Those are our colors that we're using today for all of our little projects here. This is that splashes of color. This has that pretty and pink and Timid Tiger and then some lines of gold in it there. Okay, so I have a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11, scored down the middle at 5 1/2, right? And I'm going to add this DSP with the Timid Tiger and Pretty and Pink to the top of this card base. Okay, so I'm going to add some seal. This is cut 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go right on the front, right like that. Okay, then we need to create our pocket on the front, and it looks like I need to cut myself one. So let me grab a piece of Balmy Blue here. See if I have one in my little stash. No, I have to pull a whole one out here. Okay, and we need this to be 6 inches by 6 inches by 3 1/2 inches. So let me grab my paper cutter with my scoring blade on it. And I'm cutting this. Hi, Imelda. I'm making the calendar card we're going to make tomorrow when you're here for the in-person class. 6 inches by 3 1/2 inches. There we go. Now this is going to create that pocket that goes on the front. So what we're going to do on this long side is we're going to score it at 1/2. So let me get my cutting blade away and do the scoring blade. I'm going to score it at 1/2 and 1. And then I'm going to turn it to the short side and do 1/2 and 1. There we go. And now I'm going to do it to this other short side at 1/2 and 1. So 3 of the 4 sides, 1 long side, 2 short sides, are all going to be scored at 1/2 and 1. Okay? Okay, so now this is going to be my pocket. I'm going to grab my bone folder, and all of these 1/2s and 1s, I'm all going to fold to the inside here. And the inside is whatever side you decide is the inside. So all the same direction. So those 2 are going to go that way, and then these bottom 2 are going to come up and inside from the bottom. All right, so it looks like this, all these 1/2 inch marks. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pen. I'm going to tell you what you're going to cut away. You're going to cut away these 3 squares that are right there. and then you're actually going to cut apart this square from that side right there. Okay, so we're going to cut out these 3 X's, and then we're going to cut along that line right to the score line right there. Okay, so here I go. Now, if you would like a PDF and all of these projects in the mail, you can still get them. You just have to place a $40 order in my online store, TuddleUpShop.com. Okay, so I'll cut those 3 corners away. I've cut this flap loose from that side panel right there. And now I'm just going to shimmy off a little bit on either side of this to just help it all fold in really nicely. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to cut these 3 squares totally away. Right like that. Okay, and then cut this away from the side and then shimmy off the corners right here. There we go. So when you're done, it should look like, here, let me pull this over to the side. It should look like this. Let me zoom in just a tad here. It should look like this right here. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is where I'm putting this dot right here and right here on those 2 panels is where I'm going to put the Seal Plus, because this little tab right here is going to fold up and adhere to that little side right there. So watch me. I'm going to fold this up. This tab right here, this little tab, is going to press into where I just put that Seal Plus right there into the side. Hi, Linda Verts. I'm glad you're with us today. Same thing on the other side. I'm taking this tab. I'm rolling the bottom of this little pouch up, and I'm pressing that tab into that side panel right there and pressing it in. Okay, so now I'm left with this. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lift up this bottom panel right like that. I'm going to put Seal Plus here and here right in the corners. Okay, so let me move this down like this. I'm going to put some Seal Plus right here and right there. I'm going to fold this up. You can see where I have the Seal Plus there, and then I'm just going to fold this in to create a pocket. Yes, it's super fun, Paula. This is the only tricky part of it right here, is getting this part. Okay, so now what I recommend that you do here is that you use some tear and tape. Okay, tear and tape is our strongest tape we own, then we sell, that I own and that I sell. And I'm going to put tear and tape on these edges right here, and right like that. Okay, okay, on those 3 edges. Now I can lift this up. I like to use my detailed scissors and just kind of slide it under that wax paper of the tear and tape. Once you have the engineering of it down, you can really decorate it any way you want. Okay, so here we go. This pocket is going to go along this open bottom edge right here. And I kind of use my designer series paper as my guide, okay? So I'm going to line this up right along the bottom edge right there. kind of even with that DSP at the bottom. And then I like to take my bone folder and just kind of burnish it to the inside right there. Press it down really well. All right, so now the fun starts where we get to start decorating. So let me zoom out just a tiny bit here so I'm not quite so close. I have another piece of Designer Series paper from that Splashes designer, what's it called? Sparkles of Splash, Splash and Sparkle. What's it called? Splash of Sparkle. See, I wasn't so far off. This is going to fit right here on the front of our pocket, right like that. Okay, I know, I'm loving this DSP too, Lisa. It's super fun. I knew I would because I love bling and I love bright colors, so I knew I would love this paper for sure. Okay, so I added my seal. This is going to go right even on my pocket front right here. There we go. Super cute. I'm going to grab some gold ribbon right here. And this is called Gold Striped Mesh Ribbon. Let me see what the name of it. Gold Striped Ribbon. Gold Striped Ribbon. There you go. I added the mesh, okay? So this ribbon's been very popular. In fact, it was sold out just a few weeks ago. I don't know if it's still available or not, but it will be. Or you can always use just a ribbon that you have in your stash, right? I do like the gold on the gold here, right? Like, who wouldn't love that? Okay, so this is a little faux bow I made, and you guys know how I do that. I just make a loop down, and then I make a loop up, and it gives the essence of a bow without the knot of a bow being in the middle. I'm going to grab that tear and tape again. It's going to go right here in the front. So thank you for all the comments this week on my catalog launch. We wanted to make it a party. So on Sunday, I'll be announcing the winners of the prize patrol. So fun. Okay, so I just put tear and tape. Oh, shoot. Did I just pull that out of there? I can pull it back. There we go. Whew. Okay, there we go. Now, I have a panel of Timid Tiger. This is what my calendar is going to sit on. It is 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. And this is going to go right here on top. And I like to leave like a little edge at the top here, like maybe 1/4 inch off the top. Okay, so I'm going to grab my, pull this sideways a little bit that way. There we go. Dimensionals. You guys know me, I'm so cheap. I like to use all these little edge pieces. Why not? They're still foamy and poppy. That's not a word. And there we go. And then, let's see, another one along this edge right here. Okay. So this is a Timid Tiger panel. Blends so easily with that DSP, right? All right. And I want it to sit just slightly above that pocket there. Right like that. Okay, now, where do I get my calendars? Everybody in the world, I think, gets them from the same place. In fact, I put in to the Sandbox for Stampin' Up. Like, I feel like Stampin' Up needs to be selling these because lots of Stampin' Up demonstrators buy them from Tailored Expressions. Many, and she has them in several different sizes. This is called Mini 2026 Mini Tear-Off Calendars. They come in a set of 10. Honestly, I can't remember how much I paid for them, but they're perfect for these kinds of projects, right? And I just tear that top little panel off, and then I'm going to add my calendar centered right here inside that Timid Tiger panel right there. Okay, so that is, and then you have your pocket here that holds the Post-it notepad and a little pen. So super fun. Okay, so now let's do this at the top. I cut one of those labels from that beautiful, what's it called? It's part of the Lovely and Beautiful suite. Beautifully Celebrated dies. And remember I told you that these labels are going to be very popular in these dies right here. So I love it too, Lisa. Thanks. I'm putting this label right here at the top of this little calendar. I've already cut some of the die cuts. So from Timid Tiger, I cut a solid flower in one of these little leafy dies. And then from Peach Pie, I cut a different little leafy die, right? And then from Summer Splash, I cut this little filigree piece here. And then I only have one more thing I need to do, and that is to stamp one of my other leaves. So I have another piece of Summer Splash. I have this leaf die that comes right out of that beautifully celebrated stamp set right there. Thanks. I'm glad you guys are loving this. I love it too. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my leaf right here on this Summer Splash cardstock. And then I'm going to die cut it out with my die cut that matches up with it. There we go. Use a piece of Post-it note to hold it in place. I'm going to go to my die cutting machine over here. Run it through. And then this is going to be my label. There we go. And I can start building this. So this little sprig here that comes from that same die set is going to go over here, kind of along this left edge right here. Just a little bit of glue on that, just to kind of hold it right there. You don't want it to go off the edge here, but it can go pretty close to that. All right, and then I've got this solid flower that's just going to kind of work as a base for these little filigree pieces. I'm just going to add some glue to the center. And then I'm going to offset this one. Like that. All right. Now this little leaf thing, I'm going to let that dry just a second. It's going to go kind of this way. Right like that. Kind of on this other side. And I'm doing it flat. There we go. This flower is going to get popped up. I know, I like all the bright colors. Wouldn't this just make you so happy sitting on your desk throughout all of 2026? Your little Post-it notes have a little home to go to. Super cute. So this is going to go right here like that. Okay. Now, I have another piece of balmy blue here, and I'm going to bring out this banner bundle that's part of the online exclusives, banner sayings. I love this one that says, "Consider yourself hugged." Isn't that so fun? Is that the price of the calendars, Paula? $4 for 10? Is that right? I guess that's what you're referring to there. Okay. I'm going to say, wishing you good things here. Perfect wish for a new year. And that's on a little balmy blue strip. And then I want to cut out this with this middle punch that has the banners on both sides. So I'm just going to slide this in. I'm going to kind of center it and punch. Okay, this is going to go right down here like that. I'm going to add some gems. And you can add any color. This is those pearlized faceted dots, is what they're calling them. Scatter them on however you want. I'm using this darker color here, right in the middle of my flower right there. And then scatter on one more right down there. Yes, I think that's about right. They're not very expensive at all. Okay, so there we go. Wishing you good, all the good things. Now, the only thing we have left is how do we get this to stand up like an easel? Well, let's go to that. This is a piece of cardstock that is cut 4 1/4 by 3. And I've scored it at 1/2, 1 1/2, and 2 1/2. 4 1/4 by 3, scored at 1/2, 1 1/2, and 2 1/2. Okay, so these end pieces here, these 1/2 inch end pieces, we're going to fold up to the center like this. And then the center panel, we're going to fold it down and in half like this. Okay, so this is going to look like this when it's folded up. Okay, these panels right here, these outside 1/2 inch panels, is what is going to create the easel inside this card. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of tear and tape again. And it does depend on the size that you choose to. She has several different sizes. She even has cardstock ones that are printed on the bottom with the space at the top just to be decorated. So that's an option as well. I'm going to grab my bone folder and burnish that really well on that side. Do the same thing on this other side. Just on that 1/2 inch piece right there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel the wax paper off of one side of this. And I'm going to line this side up, the side with the glue on it. I'm guessing you're saying for this one, it is 4 1/4 by 3, scored at 1/2, 1 1/2, and 2 1/2. Okay, so with the sticky side down, I'm lining the 1/2 inch panel up right with the bottom edge of this card, and it'll go from side to side, right like that. Okay, so it is glued right here to that side of the card. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm just going to pull off the wax paper so it leaves the tape on the edge right there, And I'm going to fold the whole card over and just press it in to that tape there at the bottom. Okay? And there you go. That's what helps you set this up like an easel. It looks like that right there. Okay, and the fun thing with this little card design is that the DSP, let me grab another, the DSP, the Post-it notes will fit right inside the pocket right here. See? You got your Post-it notes right there. And then this fun pen. Now you can use whatever pen you want, but you also have a place for a pen there. Okay? So everything on your desk is right at your fingertips, and it sits right on top of your desk, right like that. So, do you guys love this project today? Send me some love and likes through the screen there. That always makes me feel really good. I would love for you to get your hands on the kit and the PDF to make all of these projects. I send it to you in the mail with any $40 purchase by Sunday. I'll be back here Sunday for the prize patrol and to remind you of that as well. So thanks for joining me. All of you that are out there, don't forget to comment and share, love and like, so that you can get your name in the hat for all the prizes that we're going to be giving away on Sunday. And thanks for joining me. I'll see you here sometime mid-Sunday afternoon with my little Sunday Sizzler, where I give you all the reminders for the week and let you know what's coming up in the following week. So God bless everybody, and I'll see you right back here on Sunday. Bye-bye.